A peculiarity of the rat is its mistrust of any change in its habitat. Food is first investigated skeptically. Only after thoroughly sniffing and cautiously sampling it will they eat it. News of anything negative spreads like wildfire among the colony. A problem, for instance, for acute poisons with a rapid action. The colony quickly recognizes the danger and steers clear of this sort of bait. As rats are able to correlate cause and effect, they develop bait shyness. An effective rodenticide must avoid this. Researchers at Bayer have mastered this critical problem with the development of coumatetralyl. This active ingredient, which rats are unable to detect as a threat, is the secret behind the success of racumine, which has proved itself in rat control campaigns all over the world. Racumine's active ingredient is odorless and tasteless. The important thing about it is that its effect increases cumulatively. Rats eat racumine bait several times and then die after a couple of days without any sign of pain. The other rats don't connect the death with the bait. To understand racumine's mechanism of action, let's consult an expert.
We can sum up the effect of racumine as follows. The active ingredient coumatetralyl prevents blood coagulation in rats. Let me explain the extremely complicated chemical processes as simply as possible. Bear in mind that the biochemical processes involved are very complex and can be regulated by numerous factors. The clotting mechanism prevents excessive blood loss in rats, other vertebrates, and human beings after an injury. In a biochemical chain reaction, prothrombin produced in the liver is converted to thrombin. Thrombin is an enzyme and converts the soluble plasma protein fibrinogen into insoluble fibrin. The fibrin forms a mesh in the vicinity around the wound. The blood clots and bleeding ceases. The prothrombin required for this chain reaction is produced in the liver. However, as we can show here using modern computer technology, prothrombin can only be produced if vitamin K1 is also present in the liver. The active ingredient in racumine is similar in structure to vitamin K1. In increased concentration, racumine supplants vitamin K1, thus preventing the production of prothrombin. Without prothrombin, the blood is unable to clot. The wound can't be sealed. Racumine has a second effect. It makes the walls of the arterioles brittle, causing them to crack. Blood escapes and the rat dies of internal bleeding without any signs of pain. The rat bleeds to death because racumine displaces the vitamin K1 essential for blood clotting.
That, briefly, is the basic biochemical process. Now let's look at a further important aspect. One special feature of coumatetralyl's mechanism of action is that only after ingesting the bait several times do the rats die. This multiple dose potentiates the effect, although each time only minute quantities of active ingredient are ingested. One intake is considerably less poisonous than repeated intakes. This is a major advantage in comparison with acute-acting or single-dose rat poisons. Primary poisoning due to accidental ingestion of racumine is extremely rare, and even after many years of use there have been no reports of secondary poison.